After historic drought, water from the Colorado River will be rationed for the first time ever starting next year.
A first for Lake Mead and not a good one.
The federal government is declaring a water shortage at the nation's largest reservoir.
That white ribbon you can see on the hills over there behind me, that's the old water line.
Water cuts are coming, and Arizona will be taking on most of the burden of this.
The river system sustains 40 million people from Denver to Los Angeles, but it's farmers in Arizona who will suffer the largest cuts, forcing them to leave their lands fallow without being sown.
We have to fallow ground because of the Tier 1 water cuts. So this year of 2021, on this piece of ground, which is about 2,600 acres, we fallowed about 500 because we didn't have that much water this year. Next year, I'm fallowing about 1,000 potentially. You know, that's 20%, 25% of what we used to have in production is now going to be out of production, just sitting there.
The rationing will likely hit hardest here in Pinal County, where farmers tend to have the most junior water rights.
We plant and grow cotton, alfalfa, wheat, corn.
That will turn into a cotton boll. That will turn into a cotton boll.
At least we used to when we had plenty of water, but the situation is drastically changing.
Arizona's annual allotment will be cut by 18% starting next year. That's compared with Nevada and the nation of Mexico's 7% and 5% cuts, respectively.
There's only one place to look for water, and it's in the ground, because there's no other. It's not like you can make another Colorado River. So we'll have to switch to a majority of pumping of the groundwater. There's years and years worth of pumping. There is not an indefinite water supply underneath us.
Arizona's reduction will be equivalent to the amount used by about 1 million average households in a year. But the cuts won't affect any municipal, industrial, commercial, or tribal users. Instead, almost all the cutbacks will fall on farms that receive their water from the Central Arizona Project.
Because of the less water, we're going to have to switch to crops that obviously use less water, which aren't many of them. So behind me right now is a crop called Waiuli, which is a natural rubber plant that we're growing for Bridgestone Tire Company. It's a desert shrub, and it uses about half as much water as alfalfa, let's say, so it has a lot of promise. In Pinal County, it's estimated about $2 billion a year is generated by agriculture. So tires, fertilizer, mechanics, a bunch of things are going to be shrinking. So the economy is definitely going to be impacted. You know, local Arizona economy, milk prices are going to go up. Prices at your stores will go up. So the person will feel this in their pocketbook, you know, moving forward more and more. It takes a lot of money and a lot of capital to make operations like this run. And if you're only farming 40% of what you were, those numbers get hard to figure. I've been farming in Arizona whole life, my dad's whole life, and my grandpa when he was a young kid out here. I'm worried about it all. If crops like Waiuli and or if wheat prices don't stay good enough and we lose less and less water, that mixed with development, I don't see a future in farming over the next 25 years potentially in the area.